Hello and good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whichever one you're joining us. Today, we welcome to What Thad Thinks, the podcast brought to you by Better Beans Branding, the number one design, remodel, and rebrand company in the country. It's doing amazing work from the East Coast to the West Coast and from North to South, always doing great things, and just proud to have them continuing to sponsor this show. My name is Thad Joyner. I am your host. I am in the name What Thad Thinks, as you saw. And as usual, we don't really care about what Neel thinks. I do want to thank many of you that have already jumped on and participated. We have some fun stuff coming to you today. It is our annual Neel Super Bowl special. So this is the one day we do care about a little bit about what Neel thinks. And so we're anxious to hear about his ad breakdown. Hardly anyone in the world does it old school like him with his spreadsheets and his notes and knowing every ad inside and out. It's pretty awesome. So we have a lot of that going on. But I also wanted to ask, and all of you older listeners, not older in age, but ones that have been listening since the beginning that had reviewed us and rated our podcast, I need y'all to do it again since we look really lame with only one 5-star rating online. If you are going to give me less than 5 stars, then I would like you not to leave it. But leave us a good rating, leave us some comments. We want to keep getting traction online. We have gotten a lot of feedback already, even though we're talking dozens of listeners right now, but we're getting a lot of great feedback that people want us to keep recording and keep it going. So, hey, give us some encouragement, throw it out there. And I will throw this out there this time. I'm promising you for every rating between now and next episode, you will get 2 pieces of free swag for a rating, 2 different Better Beans swags for your next rating. But we got a lot to cover today, so let's get started. Let's bring on, someone to help keep me in line. Let's bring on Neel. How are you, buddy?
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
I'm good.
I appreciate having a show where you think that what Neil thinks is important. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's I'm always anxious. In fact, I tried to do even more homework during your portions of the Super Bowl this time, and was throwing things at my family so they'd be quiet so I could get it watched in real time and not back recapping it. But yeah, I'm excited.
Well, I think the audience is too. Look, you are right. I do it old school. If you saw the whiteboards and the post-it notes all over my house, it's a little chaotic. My family has fun doing it, and we actually don't attend people's Super Bowl parties so that we can do this. Maybe a little lame.
Super Bowl party's kind of lame
It's also hard to go to a party on a Sunday night.
at your age. Yes.
Touche. Hey, week 1 of the Olympics is in the books.
Yeah. You enjoying it?
Sort of. I love week 2. It's the start of the men's hockey tournament, and it is one of my favorite events of the cycle.
Yeah. I think a lot of people enjoy it, especially when the U.S. does well, like the U.S. women did.
What are you talking about?
What do you mean? What am I talking about?
You want me to say it?
Go ahead.
The the U.S. trounced Canada.
Yeah.
The U.S. women's team trounced Canada hockey last
I want to
night.
bring up one more thing because I love America and I love Olympics. Period. Let's just get that out there. I love America. I love the Olympics. It should be eye-opening to everyone in the United States who likes to hate on America or other countries that like to hate on America's, how progressive we are. We dominate women's sports in this world.
Mm,
Women's wrestling, America. Women's hockey, America. Women's soccer, America. Women's basketball, America, 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 America. Whatever
okay.
sport you want to come up, I will go find you some women that will beat their tails. We dominate women's sports.
Yeah, I don't have an argument there. I think you're
I'm
probably
not trying to
accurate.
get you to argue. I'm
I didn't
stating
know
a
there was
fact.
women's
I'm trying to
wrestling.
state my U.S. pride here. Not only pride in how dominant we are at women's sports, but also my pride in our country, which I get reminded of every Olympics.
You think you need reminding of that? I don't think that about you, but yeah, they trounced them last night. It
I
was
like to be reminded.
okay. Well, there was one reminder yesterday for sure. Hey, how about a medal count? Who would you think is at the head?
I haven't looked at it, but it's probably going to be one of like the Scandinavian countries because I think they've
Yeah,
done all the cross country ski, all the Nordic stuff.
there you go. Norway coming in at 13 medals so far, followed by the host country Italy at 11, the U.S. at 10, and listen to this, in the top 5 at number 4. Would you believe Japan?
I was about to say it. If you'd have let me guess, I would have said Japan. They're doing figure skating right now, man. And they can ski. I mean, they hosted what the last Sochi, whenever that was.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I mean,
I
they
forgot
have
about that.
mountains, they ski, yeah.
They have mountains, yeah.
Mount Fuji.
Mm, that I'm gonna have to look that up. I don't know.
Never heard of Mount Fuji?
Of
How did you know
course.
they did the Winter Olympics there if they didn't have ski? What are you doing?
No, 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 I mean, just didn't Mount Fuji doesn't
You
resonate for me
Canadians are
necessarily.
so small-minded sometimes. Open-minded Americans
There
just
it goes.
understand that other people do stuff.
Hey, you got any big takeaways for you in week 1?
Yeah, going back to women's domination is Lindsey Vonn. What a beast. I mean, 41 years old, torn ACL, and wants to ski anyway. I mean, because her last shot, she knows it's her last shot. She qualified, she's good enough, she's a beast of an athlete, and went out on her tibia, broke that damn thing in two. I mean, she is tough. No wonder Tiger couldn't keep up with her. That relationship didn't work out. I mean, that girl, can you imagine if Tiger and she had a baby? Holy crap balls. I mean, that'd be like superhuman. I mean, I'm just proud of her. I'm proud of competitors like that. I mean, I hate that she didn't finish and win the gold and all that. And I'm going to be honest, and don't hate me because I know some of our listeners are going to love to hear me say this. I mean, I don't love to watch most women's sports. I don't. I just don't. It's not as good as the men's product in most cases for me. But it doesn't mean there's not some unbelievable athletes that are incredible at what they do. And Olympic sports shows it more than anything. I mean, because the dedication that most Olympic sports take 10 times more training than the team sports we watch on TV, which is what I typically don't enjoy. Like a figure skater. I mean, the hours and attention to detail and like the one little millimeter off with how your blade lands and you're on your butt. I mean, they train for years for 2.5 minutes
For 2 minutes, yeah.
and the same with the skiers. They just got to be on one little edge, hitting one little gate. I mean, I just want to say Vaughn's a beast. Proud of her.
She is a beast. That is a huge situation for her, and we wish her the best, of course, in her recovery. Hey, it's not in our show notes, but it dawned on me, you have to be excited about the announcement that flag football will be an Olympic sport in LA in the next cycle.
Yeah, yeah. I knew that 4 years ago, but yes.
You did? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. That's
Pretty
been coming.
popular sport now, I mean, I gather.
Pretty
Has to be.
popular. It's the fastest growing women's sport in the United States.
Huh.
It's
Okay.
very exciting.
Yeah. So moving on from Olympics, the White House is inviting governors to dinner. And we've had a little brouhaha about the White House.
How does a White House invite people?
Okay. The administration of President Trump is inviting governors to dinner, which is an annual event, the governor's dinner at the White House. And someone informed that there's been fallout over who's invited and who's not invited and how this has come to play. You got a take on this?
Yeah, I mean, much to do about nothing would be my very little take. So you got two Democratic governors that weren't invited by the president to the governor's dinner. One that has failed to recognize the presidential pardon in Colorado, right? And one that boycotted the last dinner on his own. 18 of the Democratic governors that are part of the National Governors Association that did it decided they were going to boycott too. So they're going to use this moment to cause a bigger scene. Whatever. I mean, I guess Trump could have set those things aside and then let everybody come to the dinner. Sure. It's his house, his administration. He was elected. He can certainly do whatever the heck he wants. I would have loved to have seen him be the bigger man and just invite everybody anyway. But if you expected that from President Trump, then you haven't been paying attention the last 40 years we've known him in the public eye. He's not going to, that's not him. And if you've been paying attention to politics at all, then you knew that what was going to happen when he disinvited two was the rest of the Democratic governors were going to say, we're not coming either. It's a boycott. That's what they do. So, yeah, they're just trying to create news by not being kind to one another, whatever.
Sure. A whole lot of love there right now.
Who cares? I mean, that's a big old who care burger. And you know what? Yeah, you want me to be honest with you? I wish President Trump would have invited everybody anyway and then just found a different way to talk to those guys. I do wish that. I do wish that. I also, if I live in California and Governor Newsom just boycotted getting a chance to go to the White House and get FaceTime with all the people in the federal administration, I'm going to be pissed he didn't go.
Yeah. You're supposed to represent me.
Yeah, you show up because we need the federal dollars for California to keep going.
Oh, that's a take. I appreciate that. You may have just changed my mind. I did not have that take.
I mean, if I'm in California and I'm really looking out for the best of California, or am I looking out the best for my 2028 campaign?
Well, you know the answer to that.
Yeah. Because if you go talk to other people in Washington that week that can help you, or other people in the Trump administration how to move through things, like you go get stuff done. You don't stay home like a little baby, and then the day of the dinner have another press conference to talk about how you're boycotting and how Orange Man bad, whatever. That's what they're gonna do. It's so stupid, just dumb.
Hey, Bill Belichick. He was not voted into the Hall of Fame on the first ballot.
Yeah, neither was Vince Lombardi.
Really?
Don't care. I mean, he's gonna be in the Hall of Fame. What's the big deal about people that aren't in on the first ballot?
It's a little bit of a slap in the face, don't you think, for the winningest coach in our generation, I think.
He was a cheater too.
Are you bitter?
Am I bitter?
Well, you
I'm not
referred to him
bitter.
as a cheater.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's been caught cheating.
Okay.
Look, you're right. Roger Craig should not have gotten in above Bill Belichick, but that was like he was a senior guy, right? I mean, Adam Vinatieri, the kicker, was he like more valuable than Belichick? No, but should he be a Hall of Famer? Yes.
I guess Eli didn't get in.
I mean, neither did Jason Witten, who's going to get in. Neither did I think Frank Gore, who's going to get in. I mean, there's plenty of guys that could have gotten in. I just think I mean, who cares? He's going to get in. Vince Lombardi, the man who started basically the NFL, one of the most amazing coaches of all time, won Super Bowl one, did not get on the first ballot. So moving on.
Let's talk Super Bowl.
The Nielsen Gupta Super Bowl special.
Hey, you're gonna have to hang on a second. Our
What do you mean?
producer Piper's calling us, so
Our
let's hold
producer's
that thought
calling?
for a second.
Oh my gosh. I hope this has been recording. Why is our producer calling you?
And we'll find out. Piper, are you there?
Piper, why are you calling?
I wanted to know if you guys had any thoughts about the Ring camera ad from the Super Bowl.
Yes, I do, Piper. We've never been, this is a first in 3 seasons of What That Thinks. Have we ever had a producer call in or pipe in? Pipe in. Oh my gosh, that's a thing.
Pipe in.
The
I want to know
Piper's
your thoughts
piping
because I
in.
think it's warming the American populace up to mass surveillance.
Yeah, and they have been. I mean, I've had at least 7 friends tell me they took their Ring camera down. What about you?
Oh my goodness, overreaction.
What?
Oh,
Look,
why is it
the
overreaction?
ad talked about returning puppies to their owners. How could you battle that or fight that?
Because the ad
How about
details how
freedom?
they use AI to analyze your surroundings, your neighbor spaces, your dog space, and people who are driving past their license plates. And they're using all that information to be like, see, we'll find your dog so that you forget that
Uh,
they have all
yeah,
that information about you.
yeah, Piper. Neil, what about, hey, now we know where Maya is.
Hmm.
Are you good with people being able to locate your daughter?
In the right scenario, yeah. I mean, look,
So you think
right
only
now,
right people? Okay, let me ask you this. Have you ever heard of there being like a lot of people in government with access to things going to Epstein Island?
oh,
Are you good with one of
Oh
those
my
guys having
God.
access to where Maya gets
no,
your?
no.
But
But I have
that's
faith.
what Piper's saying, Neil, is wherever good could happen, there also could be bad. It's kind of like the old, yeah,
Right.
the more freedoms that you're willing to give up, the safer you'll be.
It feels very Big Brother. Like, how do you feel about Amazon knowing what time you left your house this morning, what your car looks like, what your license plate number is, what time your children leave, who do your children leave with?
It's craziness,
And
man.
above all, where's your dog, you know?
I mean, doesn't everybody already have their damn dog chip that loves them anyway? I mean, you have a chip in your dog, we can find your dog with one little look on the internet.
Hey, not to make this, it's very relevant. Like even right now, you know that the whole issue with Savannah Guthrie's mom, one of the lead indicators here is a Ring doorbell camera.
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean?
The
What did they get
video,
from that? What did they get from that video?
I gather that they've
Have you
got
watched the video?
clues. Yes, they can
What did
watch
you
the
get from
video.
that video?
A masked man in a ski jacket and a ski hoodie,
Okay.
ski hat
An average height man in a ski jacket and hoodie.
in Arizona.
But how does that help you?
I don't know. I'm not an investigator, but it's obviously important to them. If they didn't
Really?
have it, maybe they don't know they're looking for a man. All I'm saying is I appreciate both of
Because
your points of view.
women are
This is
constantly
not government.
kidnapping
This is
people.
not government. This is the private sector has created a tool for use.
But Neil, I could have a camera at my house, which I do, which is not Ring, right? And it's not available to companies that are using my information to do stuff. And you know good and damn well, to Piper's point, is that Amazon is not using that information to locate your puppy. They're trying to figure out all your buying habits and spending habits and times you're home so they can get you to buy more stuff.
Exactly. And I think that they're in cahoots with the government. And then the government is going to know where you're at all the time. All the time.
Okay, so we need a new segment that starts us down the path of conspiracy theories
The tinfoil hat segment.
or slippery slope.
This is current events time. And sometimes we get carried away with good current events. Some people fast forward through this part because they want to hear all the good business stuff.
Well, Piper, we appreciate you putting us down this path and some
Piper in
great
with Piper.
points.
I'm going to give it 4.5 out of 5 stars today. I would have liked to have been more prepared to like have some real talking points on that, but I may bring the subject back up in a couple of weeks and do some more research. But glad that our producer says, you know what, y'all are talking about dumb medal counts at the Olympics. Let's talk about the damn ring cameras.
Always here to push you guys down the rabbit hole.
Thank you, Piper.
No problem. Have fun.
Piper's been doing a great job producing this season, by the way. If you're not following Better Beans on Instagram and Facebook, you're missing out on some really cool content since she's come on as, our director of social media and content. She's been doing just an amazing job over there at Beans. Some of their videos are just really, really fun. I mean, even my kids like them. So, yeah.
Obviously brought us down the path of talking about Super Bowl ads. So I'd love to kind of tie into that. But before we do, while we're on the topic of football, you have a song to sing, my friend.
Yeah, I lost
Remember
the
this?
national championship bet, so I guess I have to sing a song. We let the listeners pick the song, and we had quite a few come in, and we did have multiple votes for one or two, but I ended up actually going with a tie into the Super Bowl, the greatest Super Bowl national anthem that was ever sung, which was sung by Whitney Houston, and we had a listener who said last episode was about loving one another and loyalty, and he thought this song fit perfect. I think it fits perfect. Since I'm not going to actually sing the national anthem before we talk about the Super Bowl, I will, however, sing a quick version of Whitney Houston's I Will Always Love You from the movie The Bodyguard, which amazing movie. This is not in my key whatsoever. I wish we would have sung like a Waylon Jennings song or something that I could have faked my way through holding a tune. This will expose all of my vocal weaknesses, but I will say Whitney Houston, God rest her soul, what amazing national anthem. Her voice is really like an angel. Mine is not. Okay, this is for all you loyal listeners that asked for a great song from Losing the Bet. We'll do a countdown from 3, Neel. I'll do it.
Yeah,
You
go
ready?
for it. Yep.
Oh my gosh. 3, 2, 1. If I should stay, I would only be in the way. So I'll go, but I know I'll think of you every step of the way. And I will always love you. I gotta stop now. I mean, oh my gosh.
Bravo, brother.
That song makes me cry legit. I'm a little, saucy like that. It legit makes me cry. That movie makes me cry. That song is not fair to make me sing. Sage, I don't like you for that. But anyway, I gave it a shot. There we go.
Yeah, big thanks to everybody who sent in responses. So many.
So now it's time for our Super Bowl show. Since I got us kicked off with our song, enough of the anger, enough of that stuff. Let's jump into this is what Neel thinks about the Super Bowl. And at the end, I've got like 5 quick things that I think that you can take away from these Super Bowl ads for your own business. So we'll try to keep that part rocking. So hey, Neel.
Fantastic. Well, look, so there were 20 commercial breaks segments where we ran ads or where the ads are run for a total of about 90 ads, depending upon when you started counting. So for the Sengupta family, we count from national anthem to the last play. That's 90 ads. And we categorize them across basically 10 different 10 different categories that, health, retail, auto, media, technology, food and beverage, financial, other kind of lumped in, and then travel and consumer goods. And what would you think, Thad, would be the dominant quantity of ads in any one of those categories? Or what did you observe anyway?
Well, if I were to jump away, like if I just think about it real quick, I always think about cars and food.
Yeah. Okay. So food was the second highest category that I tracked, was food and beverage. And that they totaled out at 15 different ads across the game.
Yeah.
The highest was technology at 18. And so these are things like, Instacart and OpenAI and Redfin Mortgage and Squarespace. A lot going on there. The total, this number is shocking to me, and it only goes up every year. But the very first Super Bowl ad was about $136,000. The 30-second ad this year was $8 million. And some, depending upon the spot timing that you picked, or the buyer, the company picked, was as high as $10 million. So in all, NBC generated just for the game $800 million in ad revenue. And here's the fascinating thing for me. It's when you commit to buying a Super Bowl ad, you also have to commit to other sporting properties that
Oh
NBC
yeah.
airs during the rest of the year.
Oh yeah. If you want the Super Bowl ad time, you're going to have to sponsor, Wimbledon, and you're going
Yeah,
to have to be in their Super Bowl. Oh yeah.
yeah. And now they don't disclose that value.
No, I mean, if someone like Pepsi may have to sign a $500 million ad deal over the next 3 years to have the rights to the Super Bowl time they buy.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's
So
pretty incredible, and God bless America. I mean, the Super Bowl, does it get more American than the Super Bowl, our sport?
it does not.
Generating, look at all these jobs this generates, bringing
The
people
peak
together.
viewership, 137 million people looking at the same thing. That's impressive. That's impressive. Did you have any winners or losers in the ads that you saw?
Well, yeah, I mean, Budweiser, they win again. I mean, we don't ever get tired of seeing the horses in America and the Freebird. Give me a break, man. You couldn't get better. I mean, that'd have been a good Ford Mustang ad too. Like just take the top down, let my hair blow in the wind, and listen to Freebird while I'm driving down the road. Yeah, that was pretty good. I thought the Levi's get off that thing where all you saw was butts was a huge win. I mean, I remember Levi's clear as day from that. Just reminded how much I love Levi's jeans. Didn't you think it was funny though that the immediate ad right after that was Dove Body's body positive campaign? I mean, one after another, they showed 30-second spot of nothing but like perfect butts in jeans of all TV. And the next commercial was Dove trying to have a body positive segment. I'd be pissed if I was Dove and I paid all that money for you to put me right there. Um, and they had to know they did that.
Everything's intentional, right? Has to
Yeah.
be when you spend that kind of money.
I just thought it was really, really funny. The Goodwill Dunkin' was funny as can be. I think this is like year 2 or 3 in a row that Dunkin' Donuts has bought a Super Bowl
Yep.
ad. Also continues to tell me that Dunkin' Donuts is just, I think they're crushing Starbucks right now. I'd actually think we should talk about that sometime soon. I'd be interested to see how that's going. I just feel like they're attacking multiple markets right now, doing a little bit more than those guys. Who were your winners?
I loved the very first Michelob ad, the Kurt Russell ad. Where is Greg? Look, I noticed in that ad, Kurt was reciting many of his lines from famous movies that he had. So I appreciated that. That was significant. I enjoyed the tight ends prostate cancer ad.
That was fantastic. That was fantastic. That was great. That would also have been good right after Levi's butt commercial.
But better than Dove Body Positive in that order. Okay, now look, I enjoyed this. It's a little crass humor-wise, but I enjoyed Will Shat. It's Kellogg's commercial for Raisin Bran and cereals, and he's talking about how fiber makes you poop. But he changed his name to Will Shat, and then it extends into humor for the rest of the segment.
That was okay.
So those are my winners, but I want to tell you what the market said a little bit with a few facts, and we'll get to some winners and losers here. So NBC says that the ROI on an ad is $5, at least $5.20 per dollar spent on your ad. So an $8 million segment should produce 40-something million dollars in return. Pretty great return. And they also say that A brand can achieve between 300 and 1000% engagement spike immediately following the release of their ad on website traffic after the Super Bowl. So that's sustainable at that point. So that's a pretty great fact. The other thing that interested me here was that, so obviously a lot of celebrities, right? A lot of celebrities in the ads. And so there's a service called EDO. They're really created by two actors, or at least one actor. You remember Ed Norton Jr.? So Ed Norton created a company called the TV Outcomes Company, EDO, and they measure consumer action and engagement in advertising. And so for the Super Bowl, they measured how effective a celebrity was in the ad and whether it led to an increased engagement for the brand. And so I've got the top 5 celebrities in their ads and what the results were according to EDO. So listen to this. Number 1, creating 37.3 times more engagement than the average Super Bowl ad was Mr. Beast for Slack.
I think he was Google searched more than anybody I read or something like that, too,
Yeah,
right after
I
that
don't
ad.
have the online engagement, but that's just a massive number. Imagine you're a company going, hey, listen, we're going to have a brand influencer and we're going to hire Mr. Beast and we're going to expect an increase of 37.3% more than what we get, more than the average Super Bowl ad.
Yeah, so the average ad's getting $5 in return. This one's gonna get
Yep.
$200 in return.
This one was ingenious. Brad Pitt and Netflix, right? They spoofed an untitled
Hey, I
film.
like that ad. I like that movie too. I was like, "Hey, man, what is this? What is this?" And you just see one little quick glimpse of a Netflix, like, in the background, which I thought was a great branding point to talk to our
Yep.
our folks about. Like, you don't always have to throw the brand in the face for you to have elements of your brand. So one thing that we do for people at Better Beans, and we'll shameless plug real quick. One great thing we do is that, a brand isn't just your logo, and we have great classes on it, and we can probably, we'll do an episode on it, I'm sure, this year. But just remember that your brand should carry through everything. Just like Better Beans, we have our 4 lines. We carry that through lots of things that we do, and lots of other designs, so that you subtly know that Better Beans had something to know to do with it. You subtly knew that Netflix had something to do with that untitled film.
I think that is critical, right? Like Brad Pitt doing that subtlety and not actually naming it out for a long period of time, and then in the film name, it caused people to go search for what it was, right? That resulted in 14.1 times the average return. Chris Hemsworth did 13.3 for Amazon. The Amazon Alexa is scary is so good.
That was actually a pretty good ad.
Yep. Sabrina Carpenter with her Pringles ad was about 9.3. And then the Backstreet Boys for T-Mobile, which, by the way, they were in another ad too. But for T-Mobile, that generated 8.6.
I'm glad that worked for them. That one surprised me. I didn't think that was all that phenomenal.
Those were some pretty interesting results. So I just alluded to it. Backstreet Boys were in 2 different ads. Can you name the other celebrity that was in 2 different ads?
I cannot.
Sofia Vergara. Surprising. Well, she resonates with the population, and obviously her agent's doing a great job.
Did you see any cool products that you liked? Like actual things? Because I saw one that my family and it actually got us talking as a family. And that was the Meta glasses. When they showed like that guy running and like all the stuff he could do while he was running on his glasses. And then I watched a Joe Rogan reel with Oz the Mentalist, who does like 100-mile marathons and stuff. And he takes all his
Sure.
calls on his 20-mile runs every morning and like uses his Meta glasses and he goes through them and stuff like that. So anyway, I think that product for me, that actually is probably going to make a sale. I imagine if I'm one, then there are millions more like me that are going
Yeah.
like, you know what? I need to get
Yeah.
a pair of these things, figure out how they work.
For me, retail and consumer goods were a little bit off in watching what they were selling. Like I thought Guy Fieri selling Bosch equipment. I didn't get it.
I loved it
You did? Okay. Well, why?
because it's a dude's dude selling power tools. Loved it.
Okay.
I just did. And I remembered it. Bosch Power Tools, Bosch Power Tools. I knew exactly what it was. When you brought up Guy, I knew it was Bosch Power Tools.
There you
I
go.
remembered it
Well,
from the thing. So I think anything I remember, like the product, or they spin the product positively, becomes good.
sure.
So I loved Emma Stone on the Square, trying to find EmmaStone.com. I thought she was awesome in that. Now I want to see her in a really scary movie.
Well, and you certainly now understand fully what Square can do, or you're
What its
inclined to
purpose
understand it
is.
more.
The Minions movie thing was fun.
I loved it. Loved it. It was creative and I think they did a great job of being who they are in that ad too,
Yeah. Well, it
right?
was their brand.
Yeah.
Again, white screen, right? Part of their brand. Complete white screen. Minion running from the back with the crazy little lost panic voice. That's their brand. So it doesn't really like you knew it was about to be Minions like immediately because they tied their brand into what the ad was right off
Very
the
well
start.
done.
So these are companies that did great job.
I will say this about some things that I've read from the ranking sources that we looked at after we recorded everything
Yeah.
was that, in tech, many of the AI companies obviously use their product to create some of their ads, and the quality of the ads did not live up to some of the other ads where there was real high production value in there. And so for me, many of the AI ads I couldn't tell you the difference between them today, 2 days later, between Claude and GenSpark. Now, I could tell you that it was pretty cool that Ferris Bueller was in one of them, but I don't know what product anymore. So, interesting stuff. I want to leave us with something on the topic of AI. So, as I said earlier, there's 18 ads in technology. Of that 18, 7 of them were just for AI services alone. And so that's not going to change and that's going away. But what's really interesting when you combine their overall reach, remember we were talking about the engagement, their individual engagement and their combined engagement beat in both ways the total when you combine against food and beverage and auto and retail combined. So when you saw the AI.com, people started looking up how they could get their domain figured out for that. And that one ad alone generated 9.1 times more than the average Super Bowl ad in engagement. So it's not going away. We need to embrace it. But, of all the consumer goods stuff, I think I laughed the most at Hellman's, the Neil Diamond or whatever, the Neil Diamond spoof
Yeah.
and the liquid IV.
Liquid IV was fantastic. And look, I love that product, so that's a good thing for me. Like, and by the way, I mean, Liquid IV maybe YouTube will pick this up and Liquid IV will want us to sponsor them. We'd love some new sponsors. So, Liquid IV, if you're listening, if you want to send me a box of product, that'd be fantastic because we buy this stuff by the ton. Both me, my college athlete son, Trace, my high school athlete daughter, Mia, both of them, all of us love Liquid IV, big time users. Also, my nephew, who's a college quarterback, loves Liquid IVs. When we all go skiing, we drink 3 a day, every day, no matter what. Love Liquid IV as a product. Everybody should drink one before they go to bed anyway. It just helps you stay hydrated. Secondly, what a funny ad, man. Now, I will say my wife didn't like it. She thought it was gross seeing all the toilets. I thought it was phenomenal. And when I saw it was Liquid IV at the end, I thought it was perfect. What a great tie-in. I love that. They
Yes.
didn't take themselves too seriously. It wasn't like a bunch of like athletic people working out. Here's my Liquid IV. It was, hey man, this thing will keep you peeing clear,
Check your pee.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was
Yes.
awesome. It was awesome. They didn't take themselves too seriously like all the Gatorade commercials and Powerade commercials would have done. That was a good ad. Well, underrated ad. I'd like to re-rank next year. Next year we just need to rank them ourselves.
You want me to abandon EDO and USA Today?
Why are we using them?
They've got some great data. I can't process that data in 24 hours.
No, but we can look at their data and still you and I get on the phone and do a
Sure.
joint ranking.
Sure.
Yeah. One ad we didn't talk about is the Lay's Last Harvest ad. The Lay's potato chip Last Harvest.
Yeah.
How good was that commercial?
It pulls at heartstrings, man. I
get
loved it.
tired of crying during commercials, but that one did make me cry a little bit too.
Yeah.
You're getting old and you're sappy when you start crying at commercials. But yeah, that was fantastic.
But you couldn't, those commercials when they're done right, you don't walk away from them. Like you're captivated, you stay and your eyeballs are glued. That was one of them.
It was good. It was well done. So, I think PepsiCo was a big winner with their Lay's ad and their Pepsi ad
Polar bear. Yep.
of the polar bears cheating on Coke together at the concert, which was pretty dang funny. Although I'm a Coke guy, so I don't really like Pepsi jumping on, I'm Atlanta based, so I'm pretty loyal to my Coke product, but it was pretty daggone funny.
Well, look, so what do our customers take away? What are our listeners take away for their business from this?
Well, I do have that. I do have a good take on that. Yeah, so let's talk about the 5 quick things. I don't want to go too long for you guys, but 5 quick things kind of take away for your business, whether you're running ads, whether you're doing your social media, or just overall dealing with customers and clients and families. Number 1, Be virtuous, don't virtue signal. I put that one on there a little bit for me. I don't like companies that just are just trying to throw it up to sound good during whatever's popular at the moment to say you're part of the movement or part of something. Just be a company that stands for great things anyway. Be virtuous in what you do. Don't virtue signal. Number two, America is pretty dang special. If you want to look at the top 2 rated ads, Budweiser, Freebird, it does not get any better than a freaking Eagle and a Clydesdale and a Budweiser and Leonard Skinner. Who, by the way, Freebird, did you notice? Go back to last week during the What Thad Thinks section. I told you Southern Rock, Leonard Skinner over Allman Brothers. Look at that. The Super Bowl and Budweiser thought the same thing. So, anyways, America is pretty special. Lean into it. It's the Super Bowl. We have so much to be thankful for in this country. Everybody has so much to be thankful for. The poorest of people in America are the richest people in most parts of this world. We have a lot to be thankful for, a lot of great people, a lot of great things, a lot of great organizations on every side of the political aisle, on every side of things. We have amazing people doing amazing things all the time. Lean into that at your company. Lean into being proud because number 3, your customers, your families, the people you take care of, students you take care of, they need optimism. I don't want to get overly serious on you guys, but you have a lot of people that are suicidal because every time they turn on the TV, they hear about how awful America and Americans are, and they're not. We are amazing people, an amazing country, providing amazing freedoms to countless millions of people. You have endless opportunities, endless wealth, endless people that are willing to give charitably and donate their time. You need to talk about at your business how great things are instead of how bad things are. Because I've told people over and over again, I told directors at childcare centers and managers at restaurants that have worked for me over years, the last thing your customers and your people want to hear is about your problems. I mean, I've caught directors that are talking to other moms coming in to drop their kids off about their divorce. Like they have husband problems. Man, your customer does not need your problems when they're going to work. They need optimism. They need to hear about how great things are. I don't want to always hear, oh God, this country's going to hell in a handbasket. These liberals are going, or these conservatives are doing, or what? Dude, talk about America and how great things are and being free. That was too long. Number 3. That's what you should be doing is giving your customers optimism because that's what people want to be around. Number 4, don't take yourself too seriously. I mean, Liquid IV showing toilets instead of like beefed up athletes. Yeah, sometimes there's a space for that, showing that being hydrated is great for great athletes. Sometimes it's good to know that, hey, you know what? Being hydrated is just good for health and you need to be peeing right. And it's for everybody. I think that was a great tip. Don't take yourself too seriously. Have some fun. Have fun on your social media. Have fun with the things, the ads that you're doing. So do that. And number 5, I say it every time I get to talk about growing customers, get credit, get credit, get credit, get credit for what you do. Get credit for how great you are. Remind your customers how great you are. Remind them how cool you are. Remind them over and over again. I thought Cadillac did a great job on that this year, showing their ad, but also letting customers see and touch their new Formula One and announcing their race series coming out at Times Square kind of at the same time. But get credit, tell people, remind them, be the chicken, not the turtle. Tell everybody when you lay that egg and how awesome you are that is that you lay eggs. So congratulations for that. Neel, thank you once again for a great Super Bowl, all the hard work you did to get ready for that show. And hopefully y'all got a little bit of business at the end of a lot of talking about which ads we like this week. So anyway, Neel, as usual, this would be a great time to get rid of you. It is time for the title of our show. It won't take long, but here's a quick what Thad thinks. Everybody give a round of applause to Neel. A quick what Thad thinks. Get a little serious on you for just a half a minute. Last Tuesday, I went to Jacksonville, traveled to go be with my mom, who was having just a heart cath done. They thought they may put a stent in, whatever, when they did it. Came out. She kind of had to have emergency open heart surgery, quadruple bypass. And then they went in to do the surgery and also had to replace a valve. It scared the bejesus out of me, how close she was to death, like any minute, as bad as that was. At the same time, and dealing with that recovery, at the same time, one of our team members at Better Beans, Kurt Williams' father, passed away tragically in a car accident this week. And it's just so sudden. Call your mom, call your dad, call the people you love, go visit them, make your kids call their grandparents. That generation will not be around forever, just like you won't. And I can't imagine a day that my daughter or my son aren't reaching out to me every day. I can't imagine it right now. Young parents, if you have young kids, I mean, make them spend time with their grandparents. Make them do it when they get older and they get their own phones. Just, man, do that. I mean, I'm going through all that last week, and I'm going through, the fear of losing my mom last week. And then I turn on some latest congressional hearing and some talking head from the right trying to score points on someone that's at the hearing that's on the left. And the next day it's someone on the left that's in a hearing and some congressman on the right that likes to hear himself talk, or someone on the left that likes to hear themselves talk. It's just, man, stop the crap. Get busy working on our problems instead of having hearings about it, and quit trying to score points by being mean to people or not letting them give their answers. Grow up. Be kind. Call your parents. Make your kids call your parents. And don't keep making stressful, chaotic situations more stressful. You don't get in people's face yelling F you to them. You know what I'm saying? Let's be nice. Let's be kind. Let's lean into things like Freebird and Budweiser. You know what I mean? Let's lean into those things that are great that we all can stand behind and get behind. Love one another. Grow up. Be kind. Call your daggum parents and spend some time with them. That's what that thinks. Now, hey, look, to wrap up, free swag reminder. Please, please, please give us some ratings. Give us some stuff online. Free swag, 2 items of free swag for each of those. And I'll add in another one. If you listened all the way to the end, I will add free shout out of your choice for your business next week. If you rate us this week, I will give a free shout out online to everyone that rated us, a free shout out to your business if you give us a rating this week, where you are, the whole 9 yards. And I'm praying someone make this liquid IV part go viral. We definitely need a free box of liquid IVs as that goes. Remember, this show is brought to you by Better Beans Branding. Thank you, Better Beans Branding, for all you do for people's businesses around the country. Amazing you work remodeling and designing and branding schools. The Super Bowl ads are a great reminder of the awesome job you do on those things everywhere that you go. Thank you for tuning in this week, and thank you, Piper, for piping in. Have a great week. Thank you. Tune in next time.